In this video, we will show how you can calculate the yield to maturity. So the yield to maturity, or YTM, on a bond is the expected rate of return, assuming the bond is held to maturity and no default occurs. So mathematically, this is the discount rate that forces the present value of the cash flow of the bond to equal the bond's price. So you can see the formula here before you, where C plus the difference of FV minus PV divided by N, and the resulting calculation for that will be divided by your FV plus PV and divided by 2. So let's look at what those terms mean. So your C, or your coupon rate, is often referred to as the bond's interest rate. And this is the coupon rate is the periodic payments made regularly from the bond issuer to the investors. In general, the higher the coupon rate attached to the bond, the higher the yield, all else being equal. Your face value, or your FV, is also known as your par value, is the amount to be repaid to a bondholder on the date of maturity. Your present value, or PV, refers to the current market price and how much investors are willing to pay for the bond in the open market as of the present date, which may be higher or lower than the bond's FV based on the market conditions and supply and demand. Maturity date. This is the pre-specified date in which the issuer is contractually obliged to repay the principal. From this date, the number of years to maturity can be derived. And the last one there is N, or the number of compounding periods. This is the number of compounding periods. The number of compounding periods refers to the number of payments made in 1 year multiplied by the number of years to maturity. Which, for example, if there's a 5 years until maturity and semi-annual coupon payments, would mean that you multiply 5 by 2, or N equals 10 periods. So now let's look at examples. This example here, what is the yield to maturity on a 30-year 10% annual coupon bond with a $1,000 par value, currently selling for $1,500? So calculate using our formula. We input as follows. $100 is your coupon times your par value, or 10%, times 1,000. That's $100 there, plus your future value of 1,000 minus your 1,500, your present value, divided by 30, or your N, the number of periods. Then we divide the resulting calculation here. We divide by the FB of 1,000 plus your present value of 1,500. Divide this by 2. So calculating for this eventually will give us 83, right? And calculating for the denominator below would give us 1,150, or with a YTM of 0.06 or 6%. Alternative to solving this way, you can also use an online calculator. In this case, I recommend using the Omni Calculator, and you can enter the data as you see here. So when you open the Omni Calculator website, you want to go to the yield to maturity calculator, and we look at the face. We enter the data, same as what we have for the other when you calculated. So your FV, or face value, is $1,000. Your bond price, or your PV, is 1,500. Your annual coupon rate is 10%. We are calculating or giving the coupon once a year or annually, and the years to maturity is 30 years. So once you enter all of this, this number will automatically come up, 6.26%. Right, so that's Omni Calculator. The last method I recommend is using your Excel spreadsheet, and this time we use the rate function. Right? And using the rate function, first I recommend entering data first. Same as what you see here. So on your spreadsheet, enter $100 as your payment, which is your annual coupon of 10%, multiplied by your FV of 1,000, you get minus 100. You can input this as negative 100 to indicate that this is a negative cash flow. Your present value is 1,500. Total number of payments is 30, and your future value is 1,000. So let's calculate for the rate. Right? So looking at your function, find the rate, and you have that here. So use that. So I'll enter n number of periods as 30. Your payment is $100. Your present value is 1,000. Sorry, your payment, your present value is 1,500. Just fix that. There you go. And the future value is 1,000. So let me calculate for this. You hit OK. There you go. You have the same answer of 6%.